Channel 10, WPLG, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. From Channel 10, this is Eyewitness News with Elliot Rodriguez, Gilda Unruh, Gary Travers with weather, Frank Fort with sports, and the Channel 10 Eyewitness News team.
Good evening. The search for an accused fugitive financier has ended halfway around the world. Henry Gurman, who allegedly swindled local doctors out of $25 million, was arrested today in Tokyo. Incredibly, his arrest was possible after someone from South Florida spotted Gurman in the Orient. Gurman was arrested at the Tokyo airport early this morning after he stepped off a United Airlines flight from Taipei, Taiwan. Federal officials here say South Floridians traveling in Taiwan recognized Gurman and contacted authorities.
They had no knowledge of who Mr. Gurman was prior to all of this. They saw the photographs. They furnished us with that information, and that's where it came from.
Before disappearing last August, Gurman sent his investors this letter asking for forgiveness. He allegedly misused up to $25 million. Money that doctors thought was going toward pension fund investments was allegedly being misused by Gurman. The investors were allegedly given phony documents like this $140,000 certificate of deposit. Gurman allegedly withdrew millions from this bank, and authorities say he had between $20,000 and $30,000 when he was arrested in Tokyo. Miami doctor Dolores Morgan is one of Gurman's alleged victims. She claims she lost $150,000.
I really was fooled by this man. He was very kind, very warm, friendly. He was very intelligent. I was very amazed at his intelligence. If I asked him a question, he's very analytical. He could just like this, 1, 2, 3, give you an answer.
Now that Gurman has been caught, Dr. Morgan wants justice.
And I really think he deserves to be punished. I just hope that the justice system will not have so many loopholes that he'll get out of it.
Right now, Gurman is in a Tokyo prison. Officials say extradition proceedings will begin immediately, and Gurman could be back in South Florida as early as next week. Gilda?
At this hour, police are on the scene of a double shooting in Opelika. It happened outside a YMCA at Opelika Boulevard and Northwest 17th Avenue. Now, details are still sketchy, but Eyewitness News is told the shootings were related to an apparent robbery in the parking lot. At least one of the victims is reportedly in critical condition. Renewed violence in Seoul, South Korea could lead to the arrest of several opposition officials. Protesters throwing broken ashtrays, rocks, and homemade explosives at police while shouting anti-government slogans. 23 students were arrested after seizing the office of a ranking member of the government party. Prosecutors are ordering a probe of the Thursday clash. The violence apparently ends the truce between the government and opposition parties during the Olympics. Well, more unrest in Chile, thousands of people taking to the streets again. The protesters also attending a funeral for a demonstrator who was killed earlier this week as thousands celebrated the defeat of President Augusto Pinochet. During the burial mass, the priest criticized Pinochet for the torture and disappearance of government opponents. The 14-year-old boy was shot by an unidentified gunman just one day after Chileans voted to end the general's powerful 15-year rule.
They're trying to break the power of drugs over South Florida's youth. An anti-drug rally taking place today at the Carver Ranches Library in Hollywood. Students from across Broward County being encouraged to just say no to drugs and yes to books. President Reagan urging lawmakers to pass a tough anti-drug bill before Congress adjourns. The House and Senate haven't been able to work out their differences yet. Mr. Reagan supports the House version, which has a number of controversial provisions, including the death penalty for drug dealers. Gilda?
Vice President George Bush lashing out at the media. Today outside his Washington home, Bush denouncing those who claim his support of running mate Dan Quayle has lagged since Wednesday night's vice presidential debate.
This concept that I see in some of these reports that I am not supportive of Dan Quayle are absolutely ludicrous. They are ridiculous. He did well in that debate. He has my full support, and he is getting strong support since the debate and before around this country. And I made a good decision, and the American people saw it in that debate. And so I am very proud to have a chance now to take that one question, because I get a little tired of erroneous reporting out there.
Today, Bush picking up the endorsement of Dewey Stokes, president of the National Fraternal Order of Police. Well, Bush's opponent also lashing out today. Michael Dukakis and his 85-year-old mother angrily responding to a barrage of attacks by the vice president on Dukakis's crime record. In a moment of rare public emotion, the governor spoke of the beating and robbery of his father and the death of his brother killed by a hit-and-run driver. Because of what he called Bush's own pathetic record on drugs and crime, Dukakis accused Bush of trying to divert voters' attention. Elliot?
If you wanted to vote in the presidential elections but haven't registered, it's too late. Today was the last day to register. Metro Dade officials setting booths at various malls, including 163rd Street in Dade County. Dade election officials say more than 51,000 people have signed up to vote since the beginning of the year. However, the booths closed at 5 o'clock. The future of the Senator Hotel is a hot political issue on Miami Beach, but Eyewitness News reporter Linda Patillo says it looks like time is finally running out for the Art Deco landmark.
They held a vigil outside the Senator Hotel today, although even the protesters admit it's more like a death watch. Even as they paced in front, work crews were in the final stages of readying the Senator for demolition, deaf to the pleas of the preservationists.
It's insane to me to knock down a piece of art, a piece of history. Where would New Orleans be today if greedy people had knocked down all the historic buildings?
Built in 1939, the Senator was considered a crown jewel in the largest collection of Deco architecture in the world. But while preservationists have had numerous successes here, the Senator seems destined to be one of their failures. After 2 years of protests, the hotel, once known as one of the 4 kings of Collins, is being razed for a parking lot. Deco district developer Tony Goldman says the loss is testimony to South Florida's weak preservation laws.
Taking a building such as the quality of the Senator down is like ripping down a great sequoia tree in the redwood forest of California. You'd never allow something like that to happen.
The owners of the Senator, the Royale Group, couldn't be reached for comment, but by now the fate of the Senator seems to be in the hands of the demolition crews, who yesterday removed most of the hotel's etched glass windows. By this afternoon, the Senator was stripped of all its deco splendor. Mary Sherman brought her twin daughters to see.
Hopefully they'll be impressed by this and it'll make a difference in the future.
The protesters say they'll be back again tomorrow. The wrecking ball could start swinging as early as Monday, but few will be here. Most say after 2 years of fighting, they just couldn't stand to watch as the Senator dies. In Miami Beach, Linda Patillo, Channel 10, Eyewitness News.
Well, the lotto jackpot back in the spotlight again tonight. This evening's drawing is worth an estimated $10 million. Eyewitness News will, of course, have the winning numbers for you right after the baseball game. Well, have you ever thought what you'd do if you won $10 million? Well, first you'd probably celebrate, and then maybe you'd quit your job. But not last week's lotto winner. Eleanor Purcell returned to work at Calder Racetrack, and Eyewitness News reporter Carlos Granda says it wasn't just another day at the races.
Oh, I didn't expect this.
Just as she promised, Eleanor Purcell was back at work this morning. Fellow co-workers were waiting for her. They even fixed up the office here at Calder Racetrack just for the occasion. What could be more appropriate than wallpaper made of $100 bills and a cake with those 6 winning numbers?
What is it? 16, 20, 27, 31, 40.
Everybody was happy to see Eleanor back at work. She says she has no reason to quit.
I like my work, I like my boss, I like my people. What else can I say?
I think it's fantastic. Fantastic. Nobody else enjoys it more than her. She really loves.
Did you really think she was going to come back to work?
Yes, I did. Knowing the type of person she is, I thought she would be.
She said Wednesday she would be back, and we felt that she would.
Why?
Well, you take her at her word. She's done everything she said she would do so far, so...
It was then time for Eleanor to go to her post, Station 24. Even there, a few fans were waiting for her.
I want to be the first one in line to propose to her. An autograph. She's gorgeous. Yes. Beautiful. She's gorgeous. Suddenly.
And, of course, there were a few who just wanted to meet her for good luck.
May I love you? Yes, sure. You're a nice lady. Thank you. Thank you.
So the next time you come to Calder Racetrack, go through Station 24. You never know, a little good luck might just rub off on you from one of the luckiest ladies in South Florida. At Calder Racetrack, Carlos Granda, Channel 10, Eyewitness News.
A new good luck charm.
She must really love her job. Still to come on Eyewitness News, the Discovery is finally back at the Cape.
And the Orange Bowl gets a new queen. Those reports and more next on Eyewitness News.
This isn't a commercial for the car. It's a commercial for the fuel. Exxon 93 Supreme.
Fuel so sophisticated, it eliminates hesitation in virtually every engine on the road today. Exxon 93 Supreme with unsurpassed cleaning power. Precision equipment for precision engines. Just turn the key.
You campaigned for the pill, for the children, girls not to have the pill. You've done so much campaigning. What makes you think that you're a better mother than these people that have to go out to work?
Oh, that was a bit sharp.
British Lifestyles, Royal Shakespeare Theatre, England, next Donahue.
Join Phil, Monday morning at 9, followed by Geraldo at 10. Now, Eye on Crime is prime time. Monday night at 8, we'll tell you about a Cuban connection ripoff. Packages and money never making it to relatives. Then, the Hialeah cops track down a transvestite's killer.
Did you see those stains on the carpet? Yeah, they're way underneath the console. I mean, the guy was shot right here. Shot once here and was shot once in the back.
He's admitting that he was in the area. I mean, this guy's ready to break.
Eye on Crime is prime time. Now, Monday night at 8, only on 10.
Tonight, the Space Shuttle Discovery is back home in Florida. A Boeing 747 jet carrying the Discovery landing at Cape Canaveral tonight. NASA officials say the takeoff from Edwards Air Force Base in California was as graceful as its landing last Monday.
Well, even as the Discovery is being returned, a new shuttle is in the works. This one, a $1 billion replacement for the Challenger. Florida News Network reporter Deborah Roberts gives us an inside look at the new orbiter.
When a shuttle sits perched on the launch pad, it's hard to imagine such a glorious, complex flying machine once looked like this. Take a look at NASA's newest spaceship. It's being put together in Palmdale, California, a small desert town just outside of L.A. Although the orbiter is put together here in California, it's literally built all over the country. Different systems and components are made in other states. Then they're shipped here to be assembled. By the time it's all done, nearly 2,200 workers will have had a hand in a new 4.5 million pound shuttle.
Just getting ready to do a filler bar layout.
Workers like Jennifer Mitten, who left Merritt Island in 1980 to come build orbiters. She says this latest one has been the toughest, coming on the heels of the Challenger disaster.
We were all naturally very concerned, but now that we've put one in the air and gotten it down safely, everybody's just on a roll.
And so's the town of Palmdale. A request for a new orbiter brought jobs here. Jobs that will last at least until 1991, when the shuttle's set to fly out of this plant. But tonight, workers are still gluing on thousands of tiles and installing wiring to power the shuttle. They'll also make changes the early shuttles didn't have. For instance, this vehicle will have a drag chute to help the shuttle pilot with braking.
Eventually it gives us better assurance for going back to Florida to land.
Reindeer touchdown.
Right now, astronauts prefer to land at Edwards Air Force Base, where the runway is smoother and larger. Deborah Roberts, Eyewitness News.
Miami playing host to a royal ceremony today. 20-year-old Laura Rogers of Cooper City crowned the new Orange Bowl queen. Laura is a student at Broward Community College. She's joined by a court of 4 princesses. The ceremony, an annual tradition leading up to the Orange Bowl Classic.
And just ahead, controversy marks the Mets' playoff victory over the Dodgers.
And a football shocker in Gainesville. Frank Sports is next on Eyewitness News.
So many of us enjoy our retirement here in Florida, but frankly, we worry about things that could change that. One of my biggest worries today, Amendment 10. Amendment 10 will limit what some very irresponsible people will have to pay when they injure others. That means drunk drivers, toxic polluters, even drug dealers get yet another break. To protect ourselves, we all need to vote no on Amendment 10.
Funny sometimes how a little pair of glasses can make a big difference.
I'm Sally Jesse Raphael. We'll talk to kids who were forced to preach the Bible. Hear the story of a teacher's brave fight back. They may look like actresses, but
If you're looking for a difference, maybe you need glasses. Sally Jesse Raphael.
Weekday mornings at 11, here on 10.
Imagine this. You've been cast as a star in a primetime television program. Your name's in TV Guide. You work day and night with cast and crew to make that show a hit. You all believe it's going to be a blockbuster success. The new MASH, the new All in the Family. Your grandchildren will be watching the reruns, and then the show is canceled. Stars who cope with cancellation on the next Oprah Winfrey Show.
Join Oprah, Monday at 4 o'clock on Channel 10.
Well, the Mets won, but we have a little controversy with our baseball.
It was kind of a strange game, you know, and
really?
The weather was more football weather than baseball weather to begin with. The New York Mets came from behind to win Game 3 of the National League Championship Series in as bizarre a playoff game as I've ever seen. Temperatures in the low 40s and rainy in New York, although some fans probably didn't tell the difference. The Dodgers actually scored 4 runs and hit only 1 ball out of the infield doing it. Mike Scioscia with a bunt base hit. Keith Hernandez tries to make a great play, instead throws it away. Run scores. L.A. had a 3-0 lead in this one. Orel Hershiser could not hold that advantage. Run-scoring singles by Gary Carter and Wally Backman in the 6th inning created a 3-3 tie. In the 8th, Jay Howell on in relief. The umpires think something is suspicious. They check Howell's glove. They find pine tar. Howell is ejected, and Tommy Lasorda loses his best reliever after only 5 pitches. Can you believe this, Tommy? Alejandro Pena came on, gave up this run-scoring double to Wally Backman. Kind of just dies in the wet grass. That scored Howard Johnson with the tying run. Jesse Orozco came on to pitch, and he gives up a hit to Mookie Wilson that scores Backman. The Mets add 3 more against the one-man arson squad, Orozco, and win 8-4. They lead the series 2-1. And in just about 15 minutes, Game 3 of the American League Championship Series gets underway in Oakland. You can watch it right here on Channel 10. Mike Boddicker taking the mound for the Red Sox, who are in a must-win situation down 2-0. Ex-Dodger Bob Welsh will counter for Oakland. Usually when it's homecoming week, most teams schedule a weaker opponent to ensure a win and a good time at the dance for everybody. 6th-ranked Florida State brought Division I AA Georgia Southern into Tallahassee, and the Eagles nearly played party crasher. Georgia Southern coach Irk Russell is the Kojak of college coaches, but he never gets his hair caught in the headphones either. First quarter, Chip Ferguson under pressure throws to Lawrence Dawsey, who lowers the boom on a defender at the goal line and scores 7-0 Seminoles. But FSU managed just 7 first downs through the first 3 quarters. Ferguson intercepted twice, this time by Rod Oglesby of the Eagles. They trailed at 7-3, but Southern hanging in there, and on the first play of the 4th quarter, they score. This is Miller, Danny Miller, bouncing off Seminole tacklers, a 22-yard touchdown, 10-7 Georgia Southern. The Noles had to be concerned, but they responded as Ferguson hit Ronald Lewis on a 26-yard pass. FSU adds 2 late scores. They win at 28-10, but it was closer than that. In Gainesville, number 14 Florida, ranked number 1 in the country in total defense, looking to go 6-0, taking on Memphis State. Galen Hall's Gators struggled on offense. They trailed 6-3 at the half. In the 3rd period, Cedric Smith gets the call, goes over the top for the touchdown. Gators add a 2-point conversion. They lead 11-6. Later in the period, Memphis State comes back. Tim Jones trips, but does pitch it out to Xavier Crawford, who scores to put Memphis back on top 14-11. Florida freshman Kyle Morris struggling, suffering 3 interceptions. This one a tip ball that's picked off by Glenn Rogers, and Morris also suffered a broken finger on his throwing hand. He's out 4 to 6 weeks. The Gators are upset 17-11. To make matters worse, Emmitt Smith is held to 89 yards and suffers a severely sprained left knee. Ask anybody on the Notre Dame campus, students, teachers, players, what's on their minds this week? Their answer, some unfinished business with the University of Miami. That's fine, but the Irish don't play the Canes until next week. They first have to get through the Pitt Panthers. Pittsburgh playing at home, figure to give Notre Dame a tough time. They beat them a year ago. This is the luck of the Irish. Darnell Dickerson has a touchdown but drops the ball and drops it again and goes after it again and can't get it. The Irish recover for a touchback. Pitt does not score on the play. Can you believe it? Braxton Banks with a touchdown in the 3rd quarter breaks a 17-all tie. Notre Dame goes on to win it 30-20. Number 2 UCLA is beating up on Oregon State in the 2nd. 3rd-ranked USC big over Oregon. Number 7 West Virginia by 20 over East Carolina. Number 8 South Carolina squeaks by the Hokies 26-24. And number 9 Nebraska a big win over Kansas. In Dallas, 10th-ranked Oklahoma against Texas. Can't get a real mascot? Bring out the fake Longhorn. The Sooners led this one 6-0. They run the option. Charles Thompson to Anthony Stafford, gets great blocking, and he's off to the races down the sideline. 86 yards for a Sooner touchdown. Nobody going to catch him. 14-0 Oklahoma. Later with the score 14-7 OU. The Longhorns go to the air. Linebacker Kurt Casper intercepts and tiptoes his way down the sideline for a touchdown. He's still going. Look at this guy. Switch him to offense. Make him a fullback. The Sooners beat their arch rivals from Austin. The final 28-13. Number 11 Clemson edges Virginia 12th-ranked Alabama knocked off by Mississippi. 13th-ranked Oklahoma State by 20 over the Buffaloes. Number 15, Georgia beats Vanderbilt. Number 17, Michigan over the Spartans. Number 19, Washington a winner. And number 20, Arkansas also wins. And Columbia ends a 44-game losing streak. It was 5 years ago when they won their last game. They beat Princeton by a field goal. In a few weeks, the Seniors Golf Tour will be in Key Biscayne for one of the final events of the year. This week, the over 50 crowd playing the Vantage International in Clemens, North Carolina. It's their richest event at $1 million. Lou Graham on the par 5 17th hole. This is a nice approach shot, tight into the hole. That sets up a birdie putt, which enables Graham to match par 70 for the day. He's 3 under for the tournament and has a one-shot lead over Walt Zabriskie. At Calder today, the featured race, the $50,000 added Foolish Pleasure Stakes. In the stretch run, it's number 3, Into Bucks, with Jake Need aboard, who will take and keep the lead. Into Bucks put his backers into some cash, returning 1120, 780, and 240. And that is it for sports. We'll see you tonight with highlights of the Orange Blossom Classic and Australian rules football. Elliot?
Okay, thanks, Frank. Still ahead, Walter says we're in for some more bright and breezy weather. His forecast is next.
And we'll take you to the festival that features plenty of paella. Eyewitness News will return in a moment.
You know what I thoroughly enjoy? Going into a beautiful department store and finding a perfectly marvelous outfit, like this one. I just love this label. And then going straight to Ross and buying the exact same outfit.
Find the exact same clothes that department stores carry for a whole lot less every day at Ross.
I just love it.
Ross has career and casual fashions to fit your style. Get it all now at Ross.
For instant weather updates anytime, call the Channel 10 Eyewitness News weather phone. In Dade, 576 WPLG. In Broward, 763-5353.
You can make your daughter's day, her tomorrow bright. Time is all it takes to make her life seem right. You can make your sun shine with a word or two. You'll see your dream come true. Take the time to give and care for kids' sake. Make the time to live and share for kids' sake. You'll feel better when you see them proud. Take the time to give and care. Take the time to give and care for kids' sake. Make the time to live and share for kids' sake. You'll feel better when you see them proud. Take the time to give and care for kids' sake.
Uncle Walter's here with weather, and today was simply gorgeous.
A little windy, and that, you know, it helped the people going down in the regatta, the Columbus Day Regatta. They put out the spinnakers and had a tailwind going down. It was great.
Some more nice weather tomorrow?
Yep, and it's going to be a little rougher coming back, though, because they're going to have to tack up the bay. The wind direction isn't going to change, but they will die down a little bit tomorrow. Outside Channel 10 right now, the barometer is steady at 29.96. Humidity 62%. The winds are out of the northeast at 15, and the surface 80 degrees. It's also 80 degrees right now at the Miami Airport, Miami Beach, West Kendall, Fort Lauderdale reporting 81, and up in West Palm Beach it's 78. Here's a look at the weather around the country now. We got a cold, high-pressure system located right down over the southeast, and it's going to move eastward for the next day or two, bringing chilly weather all over the eastern third of the nation. Got the stationary frontal system still down in the Florida Straits, and we have a cold front through the northern plains down in the northern Rockies. Around our area, we do have some thunderstorms down in the Florida Straits, a whole bunch of them right now along that frontal system, but they're going to stay down there. That high-pressure system will keep the frontal system from moving back up over us. A few showers up around the Jacksonville area. Up in the northeast, it was a cold, wet, miserable day today with a low-pressure system off the coast, rain falling over most of the northeast. They had snow in the mountains of Vermont earlier this afternoon, and that will continue right on through tonight up that way. A few widely scattered heavy thunderstorms out over North Texas and Oklahoma, and they'll be drifting very slowly eastward over the next 24 hours or so. Okay, here's a look at a satellite tour around the nation with some of the temperatures up in the northeast. Look at all the clouds, man. It's a mess up that way, and it's raining in most spots right now. The snow is occurring right up in this area here. 45 for a high in Boston today, 46 in LaGuardia, 52 in Syracuse, 46 in Montreal, 52 in Toronto, 55 in Pittsburgh. Throughout the South, Here's that area of thunderstorm clouds down through the Florida Straits, a whole bunch of cloudiness over the northwestern Caribbean Sea, but generally clear skies over the state today. It was 84 in Key West for a high 75 in Orlando, 71 in New Orleans, 80 in Houston, 84 in Brownsville, 56 up in Oklahoma City. Okay, up in the mid-central states and Midwest and up through the upper Mississippi Valley, lots of clouds and fog today over the central and southern plains. It was 63 for a high in Chicago, 59 in Cleveland, 65 in Louisville, 65 also in St. Louis, 60 in Topeka, 64 in Omaha, and 66 in Minneapolis. Out in the far west, a little patch of clouds here and there. Mostly clear skies throughout. Looks good for the game tonight and out in Los Angeles. The high there today, 80 degrees, 89 in Las Vegas, and 98 in Phoenix. The tropical temperatures today, all throughout the tropics, 81 in Nassau for high, 91 in Kingston, 89 in Aruba, 86 in San Juan, 84 in Panama City, 77 in San Salvador. Okay, here's a look at our radar now. We're looking at the live Miami radar. Here's a whole bunch of showers and thunderstorms extend all the way from just north of Havana, all the way northeastward across the K-Sal Bank to Andros Island. Very little movement to that area, and we do have a few showers and thunderstorms just north of the lower Keys, and they're moving towards the southwest. One little shower just south of Key West. We look in pretty good shape here in Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties. Okay, for the boaters, tonight it's going to be pretty rough out there. The wind's out of the northeast at 20 knots. The sea's 5 to 8 feet all along the southeast coast and down through the Keys. 4 feet near shore on the west coast, up to 8 feet well offshore. The inland waters are going to be rough, but the winds and seas will be dying down just a little bit tomorrow. The next high tide, 8:03 in the morning. We'll have a low tide, 1:50 tomorrow afternoon, and the sun set this evening was at 7. Tomorrow will be 6:59. For the forecast, sunshine and a few sprinkles tomorrow. It's going to be nice tonight, too. High 85 and the low 70. And the fearless forecast, Monday and Tuesday, off and on sun with a few isolated showers. And that's all the weather. Gilda?
Thanks, Walt. Well, the aroma of paella is wafting across the heart of downtown Miami tonight as chefs from some of South Florida's best restaurants try to cook up the most unique and delicious paella.
My mouth is watering already. It's all part of Paella 88. Joining us live from the Wolfson campus, where he's no doubt been sampling some of the fare, is Eyewitness News reporter Carlos Granda. Carlos?
Well, Elliot and Gilda, I haven't sampled it yet, but just give me time. Well, if you like food, fun, and music, you should be here in downtown Miami. Now, back there, there's the music. The fun is all around, and here's the food. As you said, this is paella. Paella 88. If you want to know what paella is, I'll tell you right now. It's the way the Wolfson campus of Miami-Dade Community College celebrates the Hispanic Heritage Festival, that gastronomical extravaganza of the year, paella. It's that Spanish dish that makes this event different from all others. Authentic paella must be cooked over an open fire. Using special 9-foot iron pans and cooking utensils that look more like boat oars, the ingredients are mixed together. And there are plenty of ingredients. 1,300 pounds of Valencia rice, 1,500 pounds of chicken, 45 gallons of olive oil, 1,000 pounds of shrimp, and of course 4,800 pounds of firewood to cook it all. The chefs here say feeding this many people really isn't as hard as one might think.
Once you get used to it, it's not hard at all. You know, we have done it since 1984, and this year, I believe we're going to feed something like 12,000 people. It takes a lot of preparation, as you know, but we're so used to it. It's like a piece of cake.
In a way, this is the battle of the paellas. 5 Miami restaurants direct teams in an effort to come up with the best one. All of them have the same basic ingredients, but each adds his own special touch.
You know, every chef has a little bit of a secret. They add a bit of a spice, another, you know, but like you said, basically it's the same. It's a very delicious dish, but every chef has their own secret, definitely.
And you have yours?
Of course I do.
And you're not going to tell us?
No, sir, I'm not.
Well, this is the line to get the paellas. You can see there's a lot of people here. They're all very anxious to eat. Now, doing this story, I guess I have to have some benefits, so I have my little plate of paella right here. Let me tell you, this is great. If you get a chance, you better come down here. The food is great, the music's great, and we're all having a lot of fun. So, Gilda and Elliot, you better come down to Paella 88.
You remember the last 3 words I said to you when you left the newsroom. Bring back paella.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Thank you. Carlos Granda live from Wolfson campus.
And that does it for us. Stay tuned now as Oakland takes on Boston in the American League Championship Series.
For Elliot, Walt, Frank, and the rest of the Eyewitness News team, thanks for joining us. We leave you now to look at the Columbus Day Regatta in Biscayne Bay.
Here is tonight's Cash 3 winning number.
Oakland's 24-year-old Jose Canseco has emerged as the force. The power man in the first 2 games in Fenway Park, Boston. And he has his teammates geared up for an early celebration. For the Red Sox, disappointment and dismay has been the theme in Fenway.